Ayeye sadesmo ayeye. Ayeye sadesmo ayeye. Ita sadesmo ita. Ita sadesmo ita. Wola sadesmo wola. Wola sadesmo wola. Comrades, colleagues, members of the media, leadership of Sadesmo in the University of Technology at Kwapidangene, Secretary of Sadesmo Unizilo Branch, comrades, all kindly receive my revolutionary greetings. Mine will be too short and sweet because I'm just here to introduce our leader. I'm just here to introduce somebody whom we all know as a seasonal leader who is always humbled, who is always down to earth, approachable, accessible. He was our chairperson in the University of Zululand main branch. He was also the only member of SADESMO who won a seat back in 2007, if I'm not mistaken, as media secretary. He then proceeded and being the president of the SRC in the University of Zululand, representing SADESMO with his full council. He also led SADESMO nationally as the president. I think the most successful president of SADESMO in the entire struggle of the student movement is him. Because during his time, during his era as the president, we managed to govern most of the institutions in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, including Mangosuthu, University of Zululand, Owen Sithole, and some others. We know him as one of our leaders who made it into South African Student Union for 2 terms. He has done BSc in medical science. I'm just trying to be brave, comrade, because I understand the issue of time. I will try to make sure that his profile is as short as possible, although I know it could take me at least 2 days to introduce him. But it is an honor and privilege to introduce a leader of his caliber. He has also done a postgraduate diploma in public management. He is currently completing his master's degree in public administration in the University of KwaZulu-Natal. In front of you, colleagues, I'm introducing, if I was going to be precise, I was going to say our grape wine. I'm introducing the future of our party. I'm introducing the hope of young people in South Africa. I'm introducing somebody who is well vested with issues and struggles of the young people. I'm introducing somebody who is there with us anytime, anywhere. That is why he is here. I'm introducing a young boy he's a boy, but for your information, it's just a boy, this one. You know, I'm a ward councillor. I was voted by more than 2,000 people. So, as a ward councillor, so I'm introducing him from Danhauser constituency in Amajuba district. Without any further waste of time, I was going to make some remarks, but I thought today, just today, let us give all our attention to him and get the message of the day. As you come forward, Nonkosi, I thank you.
SADESMO has really changed, Chair. Says Kuzamanda still pants, it has really changed. Mhlambe akuyona lebe ngikhuluma nayo izosukuma le engiyaziyo. Amandla! Amandla! Viva
Viva AFP Youth Brigade, viva! Viva AFP, viva! Viva AFP Women's Brigade, viva! Viva Inkatha Freedom Party, viva! We are young people and we are alive, viva! Amandla! Amandla!
Thank you.
Thank you very much, comrades. I recognize the presence of the chairperson of the IFP Youth Brigade, KwaZulu-Natal, who just introduced me, Comrade Umthokozi Sithusi. Sihlalo siyabingelela kakhulu. Sibingelela usihlalo we-branch yala MUT ne-executive yonke. Sibingelela i-leadership yase-University of Zululand. Sibingelela ama-leaders e-Youth Brigade akhona ngaphansi kwethu, Comrade Odlokofu. Sibingelela the former leaders in the SRC in this institution and leaders of the branch, Comrade Usibangani. Sibingelela nina ma comrades. We also acknowledge the presence of the media. Sibingelela ngokukhulu kuyithoba. Comrades, mhlawumbe briefly, because of time and it's Friday and we understand that young people must embark on youthful activities. We will not be very boring. But our visit coincides exactly with the 20th anniversary of the passing of our Constitution into law, Act 108 of 1996. It's a very good guiding document, a wonderful constitution praised in its being one of the best constitutions in the world. It is very unfortunate, however, to note that this very good document has been used to benefit the few in our country, just like during the apartheid era. On the 3rd of August 2016, South Africans will stand in queues to elect their leaders, to elect municipal councillors, which will ultimately influence the election and the constitution of the municipal councils. It is therefore very important for us to continuously remind you of your reason for existence in this campus as SADESMO. One of them is to make sure that the policies and the aspirations of the IFP are deeply entrenched in students in this institution. You are the mouthpiece of the IFP here. Having said that, I want to say we must clearly paint a picture of what is going to be happening on the 3rd of August 2016. Our people will stand in queues to vote in favor for more corruption in municipal councils. And it is up to you to rule them against that. Our people are going to stand in queues to vote in favor for a weaker economy. A weaker economy means you will not be employable when you come out here. Go and tell students that they must not vote for that. Our people will stand in queues in favor of making more young people inactive players in our economy. The more young people are unemployed, it means young people are inactive in our economy as a nation. There are people who are going to stand in queues and vote for more crime in our country. There are people who are going to stand in queues and vote in favor of ensuring that there are people who still do not drink clean water 22 years into our democracy. There are people who are going to vote in favor of a government that will crash down their shacks and leave them homeless. It happened here just yesterday in Chesterfield in Durban. An ANC-run municipality collapsed the shacks of poor South Africans. People are going to vote on the 3rd, some of them, in favor of a government that thinks young people in this country are only a select few which attends the conferences of the ANC and the ANC Youth League. That is the picture the majority of South Africans are going to do. I'm painting that picture that on the 3rd, the majority of South Africans will go and do these things. The group I refer above is the group that will vote for the ANC. All the things I mentioned above characterizes the ANC in the national, provincial and local government level. As I've just indicated just yesterday, an ANC-run municipality eThekwini, people do not have houses. They build shacks in Chesterfield. What do? They go and collapse them, they leave them homeless. And they say they must go and make sure that they get their IDs. Why? Because our people have been reduced to nothing but voting machines. And it is up to us as SADESMO, it is up to us as the IF Youth Brigade, it is only us as the voice of reason in this country to tell them that we need to change and sing in another song. When you go up to Drakensberg, I was born in Beckville. You see, when you go up in Drakensberg in the mountains, there are beautiful hotels, you drink clean water, you take a shower and everything is very nice. But people who are 500 meters away from those hotels, they've never tasted clean water in our country. What do you make of that 22 years into our democracy? We watched on televisions with heavy hearts last year and early this year when many of our fellow brothers and sisters were shot and arrested in their plight for calling for free education, which is a genuine, legitimate call. However, unfortunately, because we have not led a debate amongst our peers, people who have never tasted clean water 22 years in our democracy will still vote for the ANC. People who were shot and arrested at the instruction of the ANC government will still vote for the ANC. And the reason, it's because we are not leading a seasoned debate out there to say the IFP is the only alternative. Have you ever met the chairperson of the NYDA? Okay, do you know about the NYDA? Okay, the NYDA is an organization that is supposed to take care of the interest of young people in our country. Nobody has benefited from that thing except those who are politically connected to the Guptas. Hence our calls continuously to say the NYDA and all these other structures which are mandated to take care and address youth matters in our country must be banished. And we are making a legitimate call for a youth ministry. Have you met a MEC for Health, KwaZulu-Natal, Dr. Dlombi, maybe, or something? You have met a number of other MECs, right? If we were to have a youth MEC, a youth minister national, they will be politically accountable to our people, to you young people, to come here and roll out programs that will develop young people. But the ANC does not want that because the NYDA and all these other institutions are used as a cash cow to loot funds. In 2008, a youth conference, an international youth conference was organized, costing 800 million rands. It was just a bash and a party. At that time, Mr. Julius Malema was still the president of the Youth League. They had forgotten about the plight of young South Africans, that they are unemployed, they are trying to access and get education. They said, no, with the 800 million, we are going to drink and spend on expensive whiskey and enjoy ourselves and forgot about you. Hence our legitimate calls to have a youth ministry in the nation. Our economy is not growing. Young people are unemployed. Majority of young people are unemployed. Those who are employed are down there in the ladder. Yesterday or 2 days ago, Status A released a report that even those who have qualifications are no longer employable. Why spend your time here if you are not going to be employed? We therefore need to conscientize young South Africans, your fellow students, to rally behind the IFP and say this is the only party that will ensure economic growth, job creation, and free education. How are we going to fund the free education? How are we going to ensure that when you get out of here, because there are some of you who are doing mechanical engineering and so on, sound engineering, because the issue of self-help and self-reliance, which is a policy position of the IFP, in essence is a local economic development. It says if we have students who are inclined in automobiles around here, you are able to do and mechanically solve problems in a VW car, BMW and so on. Why don't your municipality, when you graduate, assist you in opening your own workshop where we will take our cars, because VW is a big institution and you deal with those cars. Event management, you must have sound systems when you come out of this place, tents and so on, so that when we go back home to your places of residence, we don't have to hire a sound system here in Durban. But that is now an issue of local economic development, and where are we going to get the money to fund those things? Our call as the IFP is very clear: to fund free education, to grow our economy, to ensure that most of young people are active role players in the economy. We need to sell our ownership of Transnet. Government owns Transnet, Eskom, SAA, and Post Office. They are parastatals. They are supposed to be making a profit for government. But each and every year, government injects funds in those institutions, billions, which are supposed to fund you, to say they are bailing them out. Why can't government bail you out here? Why can't government use those funds to bail out the unemployed youth in the country? Let us sell off this ownership of these companies, because they are just for a corrupt few in the ANC. You see, if you are corrupting the ANC, you can't be in government or anywhere. They take you and say, no, go and be a chairperson of SAA and something. There you are given freedom to loot state funds. We are saying if these institutions can be privatized and government only regulate the price tariffs, the money that we spend there can be used in making sure that the plight of young people in our country is not as difficult as it is, which is getting free education, which is getting employment, and being active role players in our economy. I indicated when I started earlier that our visit coincides with the 20th anniversary of our Constitution. Recently, the highest court in the land found President Jacob Zuma to have failed to defend, uphold, and protect the Constitution. Now, people are calling for his head. They are saying Zuma must fall. Those calls, comrade, are not genuine. To say Zuma must fall, it's not a genuine call. Because the Bill of Rights in the Constitution, Chapter 2, says you have a right to education, to housing, to a safe environment, and a number of other things. Today I'm telling you that there are people who have never tasted clean water in our country. Today there are people who can't pursue their studies because they don't have money. Today people, when they try to even build their own shacks, an ANC-run government destroy those shacks. President Mandela also failed in his duty in the Constitution to uphold, to defend, and to protect the Constitution regarding the Bill of Rights. Now, why when one man failed to defend the Constitution because he built himself a palace, we say he must fall? A legitimate call was then to say, when President Nelson Mandela and the ANC failed our people back then, it was supposed to be a Nelson Mandela must fall. Maybe you think, comrade, we are making jokes and we are wasting your time when we say it is not legitimate for people to say Zuma must fall. Because in 2002, the IFP had to take President Mbeki and Dr. Zweli Mkhize, who is the Treasurer General of the ANC. Back then he was an MEC for Health, to the Constitutional Court to give our people nevirapine, which is an ARV which prevents a mother-to-child transmission. We won that matter in the Constitutional Court. The court ordered the ANC-run government to give people nevirapine. That is in 2002. That tells you that the ANC is responsible for any child that died in the country between 1996 and the early 2000s because of HIV and AIDS related sicknesses. Because should they have given their mothers nevirapine, those kids would have lived. The ANC broke its oath to protect the Constitution again. Nobody said the President Mbeki must fall. That is a genocide. You see, when you see our leaders here in Africa going to the International Criminal Court, they are charged with genocide, meaning that you are systematically eliminating humanity. If the deaths of the children during the early 90s and the late 90s and the early 2000s is on the hands of the ANC for failing to give our people nevirapine, it means the ANC is guilty of genocide. Now, why say Zuma must fall? Mandela must fall for failing the Constitution. That was the hashtag we were supposed to run. We were supposed to run a hashtag Mbeki must fall when the ANC-run government killed our people. We are now saying Zuma must fall because there are also infights within the ANC. A legitimate call because of these things is the one that says, hashtag the ANC must fall. Because the ANC gave us President Mandela. He failed to protect the Constitution. The Bill of Rights, people were still out in the cold. The ANC gave us President Mbeki. They killed thousands of our children because they did not want to roll out ARVs and give nevirapine to pregnant women. They again failed the Constitution. Just recently, the courts found President Zuma to have failed our Constitution. Why can't we show our people that a legitimate call is to say the ANC must fall? However, it must not fall through forceful means. It must fall legitimately by vote. It means you have a responsibility to go and lobby and mobilize our people to vote for the IFP. Because calls to say the ANC will be removed or the leadership or one man will be removed forcefully is reckless. because we live in a constitutional democracy. We agree that the ANC has failed our constitution. However, they must fall by vote. And it is you who must go and lead that debate amongst your peers. We are now therefore calling upon you, comrades, to go and mobilize South Africans to vote for councillors that will ensure that there is source funding for you to get education whilst you are fighting or you are in your plight to get free education. We are asking you to mobilize young South Africans to vote for job creation, and voting for job creations is voting for the IFP. We are urging you, comrades, to mobilize young South Africans to go and vote for a growing local economy. South Africa, you see, comrades, we are urging you now, listen to this very carefully. We are asking you now to go and mobilize South Africans to listen to the words that were spoken by President Nelson Mandela in 1993. He said, if the ANC does to you what the apartheid government did to you, you must do to the ANC what you did to the apartheid government. That is bring it down. We are saying to you, go and lobby our people and tell them these facts, that it is only the free market economy system that will grow our economy, because we will not have private ownership of these companies that are used by the ANC to steal resources. We are therefore, comrades, calling upon each and every one of you to make sure that you register to vote and you speak to your fellow students to vote for the IFP. Let us all strive for a prosperous, non-racial South Africa, established upon a key principle that there is no black, white or Indian youth in the country, but there is one race, and that is the human race. Weshenge, 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 oh. Thank you. Xoshelayo la indaba ngiyacela nje ukuphinda kafishane inkulumo encane ngesizulu nilalele njengoba benenzile. Size lapha ke comrades zonigqugquzela ukuba nihambe niyovotela iNkatha Freedom Party ngomhla ka3 kuAugust 2016. Siyaqonda ke comrades ukuthi iziningi inselele ebhekene nabantu abasha eNingizimu Afrika, inselele ebhekene nabantu nje baseNingizimu Afrika in general. Kunabantu abangakaze bawaphuza amanzi ahlanzekile, kunabantu abangakaze babe nezindlu. Izolo nje la eChesterville uhulumeni oranwa yiANC wala eThekwini ubhidlize izindlu zabantu bethu abaningi wabashiya behomeless. Abafundi sibabonile bedutshulwa ngonyaka ophelile, beboshelwa legitimate call ukuthi bafuna i-free education. Sizothi ke la kini ngoba sihlangene sicela nimobilize abantu abasha bala eSouth Africa aba-ANC noma abayiphi inhlangano ukuthi abavotele iNkatha Freedom Party ngoba ngenkathi bedutshulwa ngama-rubber bullets, i-ANC did not care ukuthi babelonga